All right, welcome back, everybody. Time for us to go behind the headlines. And on this segment, we're going to talk about this cop in Missouri. This is an amazing article off the Weed blog. Remove cop who said cannabis activists are stupid, welfare-sucking potheads who probably can't read. Yeah, John Payne brought this one up, and a fine writer out there at the Weed blog. He's sending a letter to the vice president of the Missouri Narcotics Officers Association, Kevin Glazer, and Sergeant Glazer attended a meeting that Show Me Cannabis had been putting on. They put on a town hall meeting in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, last Monday, and the cop, Sergeant Glazer, showed up to it, and after he went to the meeting, this is what he posted on his Facebook page. I will just read it to you verbatim. Tonight I had a most delightful evening. I attended the Show Me Cannabis meeting for the legalization of marijuana. It was held at the Cape Girardeau Public Library. This was a good location because it afforded many in the group an opportunity to actually visit a library, probably for the first time in their life. There were over 100 concerned and civic-minded citizens in attendance. Oh, and 2 cops. My views and opinions were not well received, and they appeared to have very closed minds toward what I had to say. Many impressed me as having no minds at all, or at least very slow-functioning minds. A quick scan of the room should by itself be ample evidence for not legalizing marijuana. It scared the hell out of me that these people actually go to the polls and vote. But I voiced my opinion and they voiced theirs. Tomorrow, I go back to fighting crime and serving the public, and they go back to drawing their welfare check and trying to figure out how to legally grow marijuana. I mean hemp, so they can turn this country around, cure cancer, treat glaucoma, and destroy the Mexican drug cartels. What a great country. Yeah, so this is a public servant, a sergeant, the vice chair here? The vice president of the Missouri Narcotics Officers Association. This is what he thinks of citizens. This is what he thinks of veterans. This is what he thinks of patients who are going to the public library, who are engaging in their First Amendment rights to peaceably assemble, to get a little education, to get a little organization to help pass legalization. That's what he thinks of the people. People who can't read, who don't go to libraries, people who just visually looking at them should be ample evidence to not legalize marijuana, people who are going to go back to siphoning their welfare check. Shouldn't this guy be held to a higher standard here? I mean, he's certainly got his freedom of speech. And if you want to think terrible things about people you see that are marijuana supporters, this is America. You have the right to believe what you want to believe. And you have the right to say what you want to say. But not as someone who's being paid by those same people's very tax dollars. If you are a sergeant, if you are the vice president of the narcotics officers, and you are doing this in your official capacity, you need to be held to a higher standard. These are the people you are sworn to protect and serve, Sergeant Glazer. This is not some opportunity for you to be talking to your brothers-in-law at the family picnic to rant about the hippies and the long hairs and the people that you find undesirable and undeserving of your very respect. You are a public servant, and you need to treat all the people equally. And it's okay. And we're glad that you showed up there for the debate. We're glad you showed up there for the town hall to make your presence known and to make your opinions heard. That's what this country's all about. And frankly, I wish more people that were against the marijuana movement would show up to these town halls. It does get a little frustrating sometimes preaching to the choir. But if you are going to be upholding the badge, the law in this country, you need to respect all of the people of this country, all the people who show up to try to change these laws, regardless of what you might think of them, regardless of whether or not they may be on assistance or not. That does not matter. You are a public servant, and this is just a disgrace that you would be publicly airing these views of yours, these prejudicial views, these bigoted views against the consumers of cannabis. It'd be just as easy to make these kind of views of drunk cops, too. All right, we've got to take a break, and when we come back, we will have our 20 after break, and then at 1:30, we got Anthony Johnson in the studio for New Approach Oregon. We're going to talk about marijuana legalization in 2014. Stick around.
Oh, have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. Have you ever met that funny reefer man? A reefer man. If he said he swam to China